Well, hello and welcome back. And what I'd like you to do now is watch this video to the end, and then if you wish, you can work through the BrainDump template and begin the BrainDump process for yourself by answering all the questions there that are relevant to you. Now, you can choose to do that immediately after this video, or you can just watch this video and the remainder of the videos in this section, and then you can begin your BrainDump at a later time that's convenient for you. The choice is completely yours. In the last lesson, the example answers that I showed you, those were entered into the question template itself. And by all means, if that makes sense to you, you can do that if you wish. Or if you prefer, you can set up a separate answers only mind map just for your responses to the BrainDump questions. And that's what we're going to do in this video. Now, if you do choose to have an answers only mind map, then that map is likely to be smaller and easier to navigate than the combination of the questions template with all of your answers in it. But please work any way that makes the most sense to you. Now, in order to be able to use an answers only template efficiently, I'm going to use the split screen functionality that comes with both Windows 10 and Mac OS, so that I can see both the answers template and the questions template in my screen at the same time. If you have multiple monitors, or you're already familiar with how to set up split screen, then you can skip ahead in this lesson to 4 minutes and 30 seconds. But for those of you that would like to learn how to set up split screen, please continue watching. Okay, so let's look at how to set up split screen in Windows first. And here I am with my BrainDump template open in full screen. So the first thing I need to do is minimize that. I believe that's the correct term in Windows, although I may be incorrect. By clicking this icon. And I want to create a new blank mind map for my answers. So I will simply come to File, click New, and then I have a choice of mind map themes, just different aesthetics, or different chart designs to use. Now, I'm not going to use a different chart design. I'm going to use a standard mind map at this point. And remember, in the next section, we're going to look at different chart templates and how to use themes. So let's not worry too much about that right now. And I'm going to choose the classic theme and click Create. And here is my answers mind map. Now, I'm simply going to save this first before I do anything else. BrainDump answers, and I'll put a little note there to tell me this is the Windows file. And I'm going to save that. Now I need to position these two separate windows side by side on the monitor. Now I could do that manually by putting them up into the corner and adjusting the size, but Windows has built-in functionality to allow me to do this easily. I simply click on the window I want to position, I drag my mouse off the screen, and as you've just seen, Windows then automatically places the file in 50% of the screen space. Windows then gives me a choice of which file I want to take up the remaining screen space. And you just have to click on the file you want. And there you go. It's that easy. I now have both of my mind maps side by side, so I can read the questions from the mind map on the left and answer them in the mind map on the right. And when the time comes to exit full screen, you can simply do that by minimizing one window, minimize it once, minimize it twice, and then do the same to the next window. There are other ways you can do that as well, but that's the way I know, and I don't use Windows routinely. You might find a better way to do that. Okay, so here we are in a Mac, and here are my two maps. Now in a Mac, all I need to do is hover over the green button in the top left-hand corner of each screen. And I'll get a menu that will allow me to take this window and enter full screen, tile it to the left or tile it to the right of my screen. I'm going to choose to tile this window to the right. And once again, just like Windows, I get a choice of all the open windows currently running on my system for me to choose to take the left-hand pane. And there you go. Both my files are now open side by side, and I can move from one to the other as needed. And at this point, we should be rejoined by all the people that already knew how to set up split screen. For those of you that did, right now, can you open a brand new Xmind template and simply tile it to the right of the BrainDump template. And put the new template and the BrainDump template in a split screen on your monitor. And once you've done that, continue with the rest of the lesson from this point onwards. And let's just give them a couple of seconds to pause and unpause the video. Okay, Here is my answers mind map. I'll simply call that brain dump answers. And I'm going to start with the people section of questions. So I'm just going to call this people. Insert label personal. I'll leave these two topics undefined for now. And as you saw in the last lesson, under the family set of questions, I had Max's birthday, Mum's health. So I've added those two answers here in my brain dump answers mind map. I've added the relevant notes. And I'm now going to work through each of these subtopics and their various memory prompts to rack my brain for any goals, tasks, things to do, or issues that in a perfect world I'd like to address. And remember, I'm going to write down every little thing that occurs to me at this stage, and I'm not going to worry that I might be overwhelming myself with things to do, because in the next lesson, we're going to go through all of these items. We're going to strip out the unnecessary things. We're going to make a conscious decision not to do those things, or perhaps to delay them for 6 months, a year, however we feel, but we are going to mentally address them and process them during this process. And it's the act of doing that gives the brain dump process the power it has to really bring us some peace of mind. But for now, that's it for this video. I'm now going to work on my brain dump and join you in the next lesson, and you can watch me refining my own brain dump. You can work on your own brain dump at this point, or you can simply move to the next lesson now, and you can come back and do your brain dump at any point in the future that's convenient to you. And once again, thank you very much for your time.